Okay, I will begin the count now. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be in whatever geographical zone you might be, east, north, south, west, in any part of the world. We're greeting you here from the Movement Radio. We're telling you to welcome to the alternative medium that is trying to change people's narrative, trying to enlighten the mind, trying to deal with the Nigerian problem, as summed up in our collective silence, the enemies within, and the big man that is ruining the country. So, from the beginning of our history, we believe that as a country, we continue to struggle with the true nature and purpose of our mission, and therefore, we are here to help us fulfill those missions here at the Movement Radio. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. With me, I'm Alaba Ferreira from Chicago, and I have with me there. Introduce yourself, guys.
My name is Amusoy Bukolua. I'm from Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm pleased to be here today for another interesting section on Movement Radio. And you know how it is, you know what it is. We dish out wholesome content and great analysis, giving perspective that would indeed reflect our lived realities. And yes, and I'm so glad to be here once again. And I'll pass the mic to our other correspondent in Abuja.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everyone in every part of the world. This is Abdullah Salisu from Abuja, Nigeria. Time check is 9:55 p.m. in Nigeria, and we welcome you again for another interesting, super tight edition, super tight session, and super good episode of the Movement Radio Show. And today we have a very sweet topic, the one that reflects our need reality. The topic says the mirror we refuse to look, so we refuse to face. So it's a very good topic, and some other topics that will follow. So I hope you sit down and enjoy the ride. The movement radio is an alternative from the conventional media. This, them say radio stations, them say media organizations. Here we talk reality, we talk about our problems. If you have any opinion or you have anything to share with us, we don't talk about things to entertain. We talk about things to discuss, to think, and to ponder and to find way out. Here we don't just talk about the problems, we prefer solutions. So we are looking for a solutions for a Nigeria that work for all of us. So thank you and welcome to the show again, Abdullah Saris.
Okay. Like you said, we don't do news, we don't do entertainment, we don't do regurgitation. What we do is find you opinions of Nigerians that speak to that state, to the state of our reality, and we ponder upon it, we reflect on it, and we help you to pounce on it and reflect on it with us so that we can have a tangible discussion on our state and do something different tomorrow that we have not done today. Thank you all for listening and welcome to the Movement Radio. Pass the mic back to Ibukunlua.
Thank you so very much. We have power-packed articles for you today on the Movement Radio, and one of it is the mirror we refuse to face. And of course, alongside many other interesting articles that would interest you. And we are very prepared to indeed create scenarios and make a very great analysis with respect to these articles, because we believe that some of these articles should be featuring in the mainstream media, but they are indeed very much busy doing the job for their paymasters, But here in the movement radio, we would bring these articles and analyze them, break them down in the layman terms. We go do and maybe say you go understand the thing where they talk. Not be just to they speak Oyinbo, Oyinbo, Oyinbo. Now to bring them down, maybe say you be ordinary man for the street, you go understand waiting with the talk. And that is the whole idea of what we represent. And without further ado, we go first take a look at this first article, where we go talk about the mirror we refuse to face. A
Who is the author
summary.
of the article? Can you tell us who the author of the article is?
Um, yes, just a minute. Based on this article, the person we write am na Abdul Mahmud. Abdul Mahmud. Now the name of the person we write the article with that, and the article we believe say it go really out, expose the reality of our people. So without further ado, we'll pass the mic to our correspondent in Abuja to do a brief reading of it so that we go take start and kick start the conversation, make it for enter tier 5. Yeah, Mr. Abdullahi, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. The mirror we refuse to face. This document explores the tendency of Nigerians to blame leaders for national shortcomings, absolving themselves of responsibility. The author argues that nations nation is a reflection of its people and their choice, urging Nigerians to confront this truth. The key points include blind faith in leaders. The article critiques the uncritical support for figures like Muhammad Buhari, where past authoritarian tendencies were overlooked in favor of perceived promise of order and integrity. The faith was often based on what imagination rather than evidence. Then the susceptibility of misinformation. The author draws a parallel between political crudity and the spread of conspiracy theory, such as the belief of 5G technology, not COVID-19, caused death as prompted by Pastor Chris Oekulome. Then shared habits of mind. A common trait identified is in the willingness to suspend critical thought, seek simplistic answers to complex problems, and desire transformation without the necessary foundational work. This leads to creation of might and elevation of individuals into messiahs. Next, the tragedy of self-imposed failure. The core tragedy is not failure of the leaders, but the repeated self-inflicted failure of the populace due to a lack of questioning, insufficient demand to evidence, and susceptibility of rhetoric and image. Diminished expectations. The examples of accepting a NEPA bill as a certificate for presidential candidate illustrating a lowering of standard and diminishing of the presidential office by the electorate expectations. Historical and socio-economic context. While acknowledging the years of instability and economic hardship contribute to a longing for a strong figure and a quick fix, the author stressed that these factors do not absolve citizens of responsibility. They call to responsibility. The piece advocates for a more critical public culture, emphasize the need to question, demand clarity, resist flattering but unrealistic narratives, and cultivate humility. The nature of the mirror. The mirror represent the unvarnished reflection of the nation, showing not just leaders but also the people indulgence, excuses, ap- appetite, sorry, appetite for easy answers and impatience with nations building. The path to repair. True repair requires a moral and intellectual shift, relearning to question, recovering the courage to doubt, and fostering a culture that values evidence over enthusiasm. This involves insisting on standard, measuring work against record, and understanding leadership as a responsibility to be examined, not a miracle. Moving beyond illusion, this article concludes by urging citizens to face the honest, albeit, albeit uncomfortable, reflection in the mirror. Only by confronting this reality, the honesty and the courage can a, a future built on clarity, informed choice, strong institutions, and eternal citizen vigilance by achieved moving away from cycles of disappointment and absurdity. Thank you.
Thank
This
you.
is an article by Abdul Mahmud.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, our very own correspondent from Abuja. And let us do some breakdown of this article. May we break them down for Pidgin English so that we all of us we go understand them where make you know for they confusing for us. All right, the mirror we refuse to face, and we would try to bring it down to layman language so that all of us go understand wetin we dey talk. This thing I don't know wetin dey happen for here. Make I try to navigate am from this my side here, but as I dey try to dey bring am down, na anything dey well. Make we try to see how we wan take do am so that we go fit capture the whole thing. Number one of it is that we want to explain wetin happen, and na very long something, but I don't know why this thing. Well, but the summary of it, so that we
You
will
want?
not.
Do you want me to do it from my end, or you're good?
Yeah, maybe because I'm trying to. I want put Sham to one side. It just they enlarge. I don't know anything they happen
Oh,
for my own
okay.
side here.
Yeah.
It get as it take be.
You have to practice with the hands a little bit on that one.
Yeah, as they take design this thing, it get as it take be.
Yeah.
And they try make I bring them down. I ain't the thing just the white, and I won't bring them down. Or maybe okay, let
Okay.
me let me use the cursor. But the cursor is working. The cursor they work, but
Okay.
make
Take
make
your
I
time. There's no rush.
because we won't break this thing down to us so that all of us will understand them well. Uh, okay, if I were to use the summarized version of within our brother talk, is about the discomfort of blaming our leaders. Maybe say if they use them, they remove ourselves from the waiting they happen for our country. Instead of us maybe we take responsibility, we go on push that responsibility on top our leader because we self will get role to play. Now the thing way this article they talk with that because why do we have to blame others when we also have a role to play? If you don't get them right for your side,
Yeah, I'm working on it.
maybe I
Just
should okay.
working
Let
on
me
it.
let me still add this one to the stage. So if you're ready, I will know. But make I still use written be on my screen here. All right. But every now and then we they run from the other truths of being heard. All right, we are a reflection of our leaders. But many people who they always argue say it's like na other way round, that our leaders are the reflection of us, and they will have arguments to prove that. While some go argue say na we dey reflect all of the attitude wey our leaders dey give us, na reflection of our collective attitudes. Some school of thought also talk say our attitude na im be the reflection of wetin our leaders dey do. So whichever one you wan look at it, but this article wan let us know and make we look inside the mirror, all right, and resist the temptation to look away. Because now when you look inside mirror, you go know say pimples dey your eyes. Now there you go know say something dey wrong somewhere. Now im be say you go do correction, all right, of wetin dey wrong with you. All right. Many people use Muhammadu Buhari as a case study, say him go transform the country into something wey resemble order and discipline. And some, spoke about the fact that it will bring about the Eldorado wey we dey want, the kind good governance wey we dey clamor for. But in actual fact, after 8 years, na different thing na im we see wey Buhari bring to us. E no be change. But if e be change for your side, no wahala. But the fact remains that our own side of the responsibility does not need to be ignored. All right. And the task before us is neither cosmetic nor convenient. That is, it is easy for us to blame others for wetin we sef we do, because no be una vote for am. Na una queue for line vote for Muhammadu Buhari. Na una queue for line vote for Tinubu. And now wey anything wey happen, if after una don make that decision, na una collective responsibility, and of course na una endorse am like that. Because there's no way you do your own work well and you say na this person we wan vote for. And of course it will also determine the next election cycle wey we wan enter, so because it will now say, are we going to make the same mistake? Are you sure say the person wey you wan vote for, so you don do your own work on that person wey you wan vote for? No be say na sentiment of the same Buhari situation. All right. We must become citizens who insist on standards, who measure words against records, and who understands the leadership is not a miracle to be received, but a responsibility to be examined. All right. Many of una we dey see am, as news people, we dey interview Nigerians, we dey see as una dey do. All right. And e don dey very clear say many of us no really make research about the people wey we wan put for power. And these people na dem go reflect our collective interest. Na dem go take decision on our behalf. And we just hope say we are not making a mistake. All right. And of course, many for the years past, we have always pushed that responsibility. All right. We dey always, try to run away from it, say after we don vote for you finish, you can't go mess up. Shey you no know say na so you go do. You don't know
Ibokun,
how
you fit
Buhari.
see am now.
Okay, I fit see am now. The mirrors will refuse to face. Yes, I don't see am. And I don't even do most of the summary finish sef. Make we go to the first
To the top,
the
yeah. I'm going to
the
the
top,
top
yeah.
now. Blaming leaders.
Yes, I don't talk about that one. Say we go always blame leaders. We
But
absorb
the two
personal
things we come out from that, we say it doesn't make us hold ourselves accountable because we are
yes, they
always
always
busy pointing fingers. So
yes,
it
they always
creates a moral distance that we are not responsible because we always have someone to blame. And we believe, say, as long as we get person to blame, we no get part in the problem. It's not us, it's just them. This is not totally true because we can blame our leaders, but the part that we encourage or allow to, it's also part of our general problem. Then go on,
na
Ibukun,
so
the national reflection.
yeah, make we know say our nation na the reflection of we wey we dey inside. All right, we must look inside us. I think I don't talk about that one. Make we look within. Just like say we dey look mirror. You know, if you look mirror na yourself you go see. You no go see another person. All right, and of course our past beliefs and failures. All right, which includes example of Muhammadu Buhari. If you fit go faith in transformation, everybody bought the the propaganda wey dey share for us that time say it's going to bring change. But what about his past record? And of course we many people that lived during the era of Buhari when he was the head of state, they don't have nice things to say. All right, so why do we now think say that time when they submit himself for power again, he go do something very good? All right, so and some other conspiracy theory, of 5G conspiracy, Pastor Chris Oyakilome, defiance of science, and found in audience. That is, there's a way we say we dey pay attention to some things wey many influential personalities dey always talk, and many of these things is not rooted on the truth. Pastor Yakilume wey talk say 5G na from devil that time, don dey use that same 5G take dey preach now. But many of una believe am that time wey im talk am. So we must indeed have that culture of looking at wetin people wey we dey respect dey talk, and make we look am say shey na truth be this thing, abi na lie, abi this person just wan dey whine us. So it is very, very important that we make that distinction. So talking about the next line of discussion, habits of mind, suspending critical what is that? Critical
Critical
thought.
thoughts,
Um,
thinking,
you
make critically outside the box. We just dey
uh,
believe anything wey they tell us. We no go analyze them, criticize them, question them.
mm, mm. Na so because I don talk am before, because many of these things wey dey for this article, e dey very, very similar. Na the same concept. We have to have a culture of being hungry for answer. We go dey people dey ask question. All right,
Yeah, we
we
easily
go
accept simple. We easily accept simple answers. Answers that doesn't make sense. We go just swallow them. That's what we say. We did too gullible, too gullible. And then we are
yeah.
always impatient for detailed and critical answers. We always want shortcuts. Just give me the answer. You see it in all our discussions on X. When people are discussing, they're not even thinking critically about what they are saying. They're so impatient. They just want you to say something, some headliner, some flyer. No deep thought or
And then
thinking.
they'll hold
You
on to it.
Go ahead, Abdullah.
Yes, and they'll just anything that they'll just say yes, okay, they accept it, and they don't even think, okay, what could result to this? Okay, is this the reality of things? No, no questioning. Everything as it comes, we take it hook, line, and sinker. Nothing like okay, questioning how does this thing come about? What will be the possible outcome? No, just accepting. Nothing like questioning the way things are. So that's the
Um,
lack of critical thinking in our mind.
Yeah, and a lot of our educated people do this. You just go online, go and see the discussions we have, the way people are talking, the way they say. You just wonder if it is the mouth that is speaking or it is the anus that is speaking. You can't tell the difference because things that are coming out, so even a child should not be saying those things. And these are educated people with masters, PhDs. And also another problem where we get, we say, they always look for savior. Dele would lead
Yeah,
the riot. Showore will lead the riot. Obi will lead the march. We are always, Atiku
everyone
will
have
do
to
this.
lead.
We don't want to do anything for ourselves. We are always looking for somebody to come and save us. Jesus Christ will come down from heaven and come help us of the things we supposed to do. This is the way we think, and we are always wanting certainty. That's why it's easy for our politicians to deceive us.
I
You
think
know?
all this boils down to the system of education we have, and it also boils down to the last article you shared with us today regarding
Yeah.
the Nigerians refuse to learn. That's they are unteachable because all what we just give me, let me just absorb it, then you are regurgitate. That's all. That's
That's
all what
all.
we want. We don't want to chew anything and then think about it. Okay, what is the content of this? No, Just even that's the so-called intellectuals, they will tell you this is how it is. Just take it that way.
We just love sensationalism, nothing deep at all. So the tragedy where this one they bring us be say we have leaders who will fail because we never question them. We will set ourselves also up for failure. We have insufficient questioning. You can see that with our press. Somebody will come in front of them.
Yes,
Somebody like Buala, Reno Okri, would they talk rubbish,
yes, just
and
yeah,
you
just
be
last week, within this week, look at how Boala came to the politics today, how he was discussing with Shehun, and look at how Shehun was soft handling the issues and coming out on the national TV and saying that yes, they are winning the war, and now so far the terrorists have no any territory that is in control of them. Why the reality is on ground? The Human Rights Watch has given us a lot of data that is showing that there are some still spaces that are controlled by the, and even in Zamfara, in Kasina, look at how local government are being operated with by bandits, not at the local government headquarters, but at what at some at a local level, that the farmers have to pay some amount of money for them to go and farm in their farmland, and you are still telling us that there are no territories that the bandit or the terrorists are controlling. So this is uncalled for, and the
yeah,
journalists cannot face him with the reality of data that are already on the ground and the stories you have that people are reporting every day. Look at Niger State. Look at things that are happening there. Farmers have to pay money for them to go to their farm, and you are still telling us in the national TV and a spokesman of the president, and you are saying that the government is winning the war against
and
who? Against Nigeria or against terrorists?
another thing they do with this nasty journalists is that so you are asking someone a question and the person is rephrasing your question. You don't tell them, no, 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 that's not the question I'm asking you. Don't rephrase question. Answer the question I asked you. You're asking as if you are boy to these politicians. And this is part of our problem. We are easily swayed by rhetoric and fake image. That's the one that
Definitely,
captures our interest. And that's part, this all these things are part of the problem. Continue, Abdullah.
definitely. Yes, okay, thank you. And then the insufficient questioning and all these issues, because if you look at the questions the journalists are mostly asking these people, we always what they always softly treated these people, because at least if as the in the even in the real democracy that we said okay, in democracy the media is the fourth realm and is to checkmate the activities of the three arms of government. If the judiciary didn't do things right, we question them. If the executive didn't do the right thing, question them. Likewise the legislative, and also educate and inform the people. That's the primary responsibility. For every media is said to educate, inform, then what, enlighten before it entertain. That's when you know your people are educated, they are informed, they are enlightened before you entertain them. But in Nigeria, we are not educated, we are not informed, we are not enlightened. Then why are you entertaining us? So it means the media itself lost its value. Then the lowering standard will lower the standard of things. Every now and then when you see requirement for election, apart from the money, all the other credentials are what, are insignificant. You are telling us for a person that will contest for presidency, all you need is secondary school certificate. That most people now what they do is they go to miracle center and get results. What is happening? Then it means that we are not having. Need to have what, people with sound mind to what, to represent you and work for you. Then the excusing the what, inexcusable, even things that we know what, we shouldn't give them excuse, and they shouldn't what, we shouldn't allow them to just go like that. We give them excuses. I the government is trying, it's just that things are being difficult everywhere all the time,
Yeah,
that
we
we
come up with
always give
excuses for
excuse. We
inexcusable
come in
things. You see,
the
all these
okay,
things they are saying, it's not the government or it's we, the people. That's why they say, looking
the
at the
people, it's
mirror
me
to
that we
see
are giving.
yourself, how you contribute
Yes,
to the
definitely,
problem
because
of your country. This is
this
how.
person before he goes into power, the primary responsibility of government is protecting lives and property. And now the government is failing in its own responsibility, and you are giving it excuse that the government is doing its best. while it has the might of power in its hand and it cannot secure the lives of the people and their property. That means the government have failed in its responsibility.
And it is your duty to call them out on that failure. You're not supposed to
Definitely,
praise
but
them
we are
on
all
failure.
silent.
And then you now complain that food is expensive, rice is expensive, gas is expensive. When you have failed in your own part to do your own duty, to do what is right, but you want to point a accusing finger on somebody who is a governor or president when you didn't do your own role as a citizen, as a person living in
Definitely,
that country.
it's
So
just like
you
looking
have
at
no
the
right to
analogy
come
of a
say
family.
it's
When a
terrible.
father refuses to provide, and then why will the children be blaming themselves?
You see, that's why we play the politics of mediocrity. Well, it's all politics. No, it's not politics. Somebody is stealing your money. It's not politics. Somebody is taking your money, giving it to churches and mosques, and it's in your constitution that they shouldn't do that. No, that's not
You know,
politics. Somebody is distributing your money to order to thugs
that
and touts and
that's not
everything.
politics.
You say, yo, it's a strategist. No, that's not. You see how
That's not
you are
politics.
the problem,
All
not the
these
government.
are the analysis that was given by Mark Weber on his politics as a vacation, not politics as what? As a leadership, but politics as a vacation. So people take it as what? As a means to what? To control and amass resources.
Yeah, so and then
That's
you
why we
end
need
up
to our
replacing
political
so
culture.
yeah, you end up replacing substance by superficiality. And that is the problem.
Yes,
That is why they call it the Olodo uprising, the Olodo generation. We don't have critical thinkers, people who can think beyond their stomach, beyond the now, beyond what they see. They just take everything for its face value. They don't even examine
that,
it, review it, question it. And you want a good country and you're complaining that your school fees are expensive, that somebody is stealing money. You think by calling and calling out a politician's name and blaming them is going to solve? If you don't do your role, look at yourself in the mirror. This is the point of why we read this type of articles out, so we can
yes,
confront you on what you are
yes.
failing
You
to
ask
do.
yourself, okay, if this person have failed to do his own, then what is my own responsibility? Is to question the person because it's a contract. Leadership is a contract. Is a social contract between the citizen and the government and the government, the government and the government. So when one side of the party refuse to fulfill its own contract, the other side question it. Why are you not doing it? But this collective silence, that's what the movement radio is trying to break.
That's why we're trying to enlighten the mind, let you know what you are doing wrong before you start pointing fingers at Tinubu, before you start pointing fingers at the governor, before you start pointing fingers at the opposition. What are you doing that is making the problem worse? These are the things you're doing. You're lowering standard. You're excusing the inexcusable. You're playing politics of sabotage and treason, mediocrity. You're replacing substance with superficiality. Check yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Look yourself for
Are you
mirror.
accepting any monetary value for something that what more than what you are collecting? Because you can't be collecting 10,000 naira for a road construction, for a borehole or water supply or electricity that is meant to be supplied to your own to your own
This is
people. It's wrong.
and that
Then the
as long
expansion of
as we continue to do these things, the politicians will continue to take you as a bogo, steal your money, destroy your children's future, destroy your country, and no matter how you like, make you complain or whine because you yourself are part of the problem because you're not playing your own
problem.
role in fixing the
Yes,
problem.
that's what expansion and context said. History of instability. Because we all say that these things have been like this for a while, so this person cannot change it. It's lie. It can be fixed. It's done somewhere. Then why can't we do it?
And all this your belief in the strong figures, you can do things yourself. You don't need a big man, you don't need a rich man, you don't need a this to do
You don't need
something for you,
someone
you
to
don't need
protect
the
your house.
union leader.
You
There are things
yourself,
you
you
can
stand
do
up.
for yourself, and a lot of our
Nobody
people
come
just
and
want to
vote
be
for you.
hiding under
You vote for
excuses.
yourself.
You know, that's why we here at the Movement Radio wants to bring it out to you. We know we are in the era of the Olodo uprising, where all the dumb and Olodo people who know they think, are now having the stage and talking rubbish. But you have a role, and don't abdicate your role and responsibility as a citizen, as a man, as a
Yes,
human
because
being.
even in politics, we need to be talking about things, substance. But someone will be saying Bala Bulu in the state, and you are still allowing the person to be what? To be your president, your leader, to tell you that you are insane.
And you don't
You are
hold them to
suffering, and you
account
are
of the
still
bala
saying
blue
that
they are
this
saying.
person is still responsible.
So this
Person
is what
mocking
we
you. There is
need.
economic hardship,
These things are what we in the Movement Radio calls our collective silence and the enemies
silence.
within. You are your own biggest enemy. It is not the man that is stealing your money. It is not the man that is destroying your country. It is you that failed to act like a
Definitely.
human being by doing what God has made you on this earth to do. This is why we bring out
Because
articles
it
like
is
this. We
said
don't
that
do
human beings
news.
are
We don't
rational
regurgitate.
thinkers.
We don't repeat what Arise have said. We don't repeat what Channel have said. We bring you to yourself so you see yourself in the problem. And if any of you want to join us in discussion, Ibukun will give you the link for you to join us and want to raise questions on what this article is presenting. This article by Abdul Mahmud, uh, the uh, the mirror we face, we refuse
We
to
refuse
face,
to pay.
the mirror we refuse to face. And then it continues. We continue to cultivate a critical culture. Now it starts to talk about the path forward. What is the way forward? What is the way forward for us as a people, as Nigerians who have this multitude of problem, country of many concerns, not just particular, many concerns. It's not particular. If it's particular, it is particular because of you. You are the particular concern of that country, not the person ruling you, not your governor, not your president, not your senator, not Akpabio, not Wike. You are the person of particular concern because you failed in your role to do your own duty. And what is the path forward? The path forward are numerous. One, we start cultivating what is called a critical culture. We start thinking beyond food for children of 100 years. Outside the box. There's no problem in this world that God has not given a solution to. Start working on yourself. Start doing things today that you didn't do yesterday. And what are those things you can do? Start questioning. Start with questioning. Question your leaders, question your neighbors, question your politician. Stop putting party flag on your head like you're an Arsenal fan fanatically. I be APC, so I must defend all the madness APC is doing. Fanatically, I be Igbo Yoruba, and also I must defend my tribe. Fanatically, I be Christian, I must defend Christianity beyond what the Christ himself would do. These are the stupid stuff we do, and we need to stop. We need to start questioning. We need to start demanding clarity.
Yeah,
If so, a governor,
clarity.
politician, or anybody address you and you're not clear about what they are saying and it doesn't make sense, it's your right and duty to ask them to rephrase themselves or to
How?
restate it to make it clear to you. Stop being a slave in your own father's land and then point finger that they are this country does spoil. Oh, this country do this. So you are the country. You're not doing your role. And this is what we are out here to make you see. And if you don't like our message, oh well, someone else will listen. If you want to remain in coma, in a state of the dead, in a state of sleep, that's on you. But we are saying this to the young ones, to those growing up who will hear us and know how to be a man and be a citizen and be a person who can change their own country, not by you all your ways that have destroyed your country. You like easy narrative. Leave the easy narratives alone. Go for the hard ones. Don't let them bamboozle you. You are too easy to be bamboozled with garbage, with bullshit. You will ask somebody a question, you will go on a tirade of irrelevancies that not related to what you're trying to know. You need to call them to order. Stop giving mad people a stage. Call them to order. Redirect your question. Tell them they are going beyond what you ask. It is your duty to know, not to be bamboozled, not to be dazzled with bullshit. That's your responsibility. Then be humble about it, recognizing that you shared habit. So if you think it's easy for you to always be blaming those in power, you are the one that is not using your power. It's not those in power that is abusing power. It is you that has failed to use your own power. And if our message is too cold or too hot for you, well, get out of the kitchen. Now, these are your responsibilities as a citizen. You need to know that. That's
You
why they call this
you
article
question.
The
That's the
Mirror We
first one. You
Refuse to
question.
Face. You question
The
as a
first
rest
one
as a
you question.
citizen.
You
Go ahead,
always question.
Abdullahi.
Yes, your
You demand.
responsibility as citizen. You what? You question. You make sure you question everything that is said. Not just okay, I'm doing this, I'll do that. You question. The question is what you demand for clarity. Because it's because of our refusal to ask for clarity is what brought us to this stage. I will do this. How will you do it? When? At what point? To
With
at which
what
to the
resources, with
detriment
what
of who?
materials, what is your
Yes,
timeline? You ask questions.
the
It's
time
your
frame.
duty
Ask
to ask questions.
question.
Don't just say
Yes,
somebody will tell you I will give you electricity and then they've not, you're still there. They've not given you roads, schools. They're borrowing money. They're still promising you. You ask them questions. Stop being the fool. Then we go to
yes,
changing
definitely. And
ourselves. This is the.
you
Go
resist
ahead,
the
Abdullah.
flattering narrative. Yes, when you refuse the flattering narratives, is what you stop all those things that they are telling you that okay, this thing can be done in 1 week. No, how will you do it? Because some of the statements they are flattering you. They are flattering you because they are making you to be less human. Less human. You need to be human because humility means what? Rational thinking. An irrational person always question how things could be done. You can't just tell me you do this. How are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? Through which means? What and what are you using to do this? And you need to be what? Different from others. Always be different. When others are collecting money to vote, when others are collecting money to keep quiet, when others are afraid to talk, you have to what? Speak out. Speak out. Stop being the what? Enemy of yourself. Stop being the enemy of your children because your children are coming. They will always what? Question you. So then what?
Yeah.
Let's
So
impress
these are the
slogan.
things you have to change about yourself. Be less
Yourself.
impressed by
You yourself.
slogans. Be more
Yes, you
interested in
have to what?
substance.
Forget about all these things that okay, we are this, we are that. No, I'm not that. Unless you are that person when you make things affect the collective interest of the general public. But
Yes.
forget about
And
all the interesting stories. And more
demand
interested in what
competence.
substance, deliverables, the government delivering, not just stories. Then
And
governance is a complex process. It's not something
demand
that will be said by
competence,
the word of mouth.
demand
Yes, competence,
competence,
integrity,
demand
and
integrity, demand accountability,
accountability.
demand.
That person, the second, you yourself, if you be fair to yourself, can a secondarian, someone with secondary school certificate, lead your want? Do you want that person to be your leader? Someone with previous record. that record, do you want that person to be your leader? And then when someone, do you have with someone with questionable character to be your leader? Someone that previously cannot account to the source of his wealth, and you want that person to be your leader? So you have to question, if you cannot allow somebody to be in custody of your own personal resources, someone of questionable character, then you have to know means to allow that person to be your leader. Holding on to memory,
Yes.
then the tendency to what, to forget, you have to stop it. Always refer back to what, history is always there for us to what, to learn.
Learn, yes. What
Then we have
somebody
to what,
have done you wrong in the
narratives
past,
need to
no,
be
they
what,
will do you wrong again. It's a fact. If they've done you wrong before, they will still do you wrong. So there's no point
again and
you
again.
forgetting.
Yes,
Don't let them rewrite narratives for you. If they said something was black before,
yes, and narratives what, rewrite and unchanged.
once they tell you,
Narratives are written and they are unchanged. They don't change. Things keep repeating itself, because you can't tell me that okay, maybe a black clothing will turn to be what, red. No, impossible.
yes. So the last,
It's the same thing and it will remain the same.
yeah. So the mirror for you to reflect are as follows. This reflection reflects leaders and ourselves. Don't just point fingers at the leaders. Point at yourself. Indulgence and excuses is not going to save your country or going to make your country better. Stop giving excuses for your leaders and for yourself. Stop indulging them in doing the wrong thing. Call them to order, hold them accountable. This is the only way forward. If you don't change this habit, the country is not going to change. Your leaders are not just going to
And
change
kill that
miraculously
appetite of
just
easy
because you
way. Always having easy ways.
yeah,
That
leave
appetite
your
of
easy
even
answers
easy,
appetite.
okay, shortcut. No, kill it.
Be impatient with nation building. If they are telling you what they are working on is good, let's see it.
If they are working on something, let's see it. That's the
Elevating them to
truth.
godlike statues as if you can't question them. It's only a slave that does that. All men are equal before God and before the law. You have to hold them accountable. You know, stop trading scrutiny for sentiment. When somebody is questioning you, stop saying, you insulted me. You did this. These are the Nigerian way. I hope this thing is recorded so they can go back and replay it here. And stop surrendering judgment for hope. Those are not two different things. And the tax of repair, who's going to take this among you?
Let me go.
Abdullahi
I
or
think
Ibukun, who's taking the next one?
Ibokun, are you
Ibukun,
here?
Yeah, I did I did follow waiting everybody to talk. And it is very important.
Okay,
All of
I
us are
think you can take this one.
okay.
the
Moral
tax
and
of repair,
intellectual.
yeah.
Yes, how we want take repair this thing where they happen. This thing where we say we don't want to project waiting be our responsibility. Now to just dey blame bad leaders. The role wey we say we sef we dey play for that thing. How we wan take fix am na im be the task of repair. And moral and intellectual, we have to fix it with wetin right and wetin no right. And we got to use our mind, we have to use our brain, we have to relearn questioning. At least we have to we go dey ask question of how this thing wan take be like this. How long e go take you for you to implement this thing wey you talk say you go implement? If you want to bring back our electricity, how long will it take you to do it? Why do you think we should vote for you or support you? These are questions that we suppose to dey ask. We have to recover courage to doubt. All right. As we dey doubt, we have to recover it. Some people, many of us, they believe say, We no suppose participate in politics. Nothing concern us. They no people man go cast our vote. We have to rechange that kind mentality because na part of your civic responsibility. And of course, price evidence over enthusiasm. All right. For instance, now wetin person show you na im be the evidence. No be something wey just dey sweet your belle wey that person talk. Because many of these people wey dey present themselves to become leaders, wey we dey later dey blame after we don put them for power first, na because we no do all of this our own work well. Na the thing wey dey talk wey dey sweet our belle na im we go hold for hand. We no go hold evidence of wetin they don do for in the past, because people wey wan say they wan lead us, they for don do some things in the past wey go make us believe say okay oh, this wetin this person na man of his word. If he talk something he go do am. And of course insist on standard. It's all of us suppose, everybody get standard. If you give carpenter work make e help you work, e get the kind standard wey you wan make that carpenter do for you. All right. So the same thing our leaders. Wetin be the standard? Na to bring about services to us. Pipe bomb water, electricity, make road, make e dey kakaraka, make e no be swegbe road wey be say if dem go build am finish, if you small 5 minutes rain go fall like this, everywhere don full for water. We must have a standard. And of course, in terms of standard of leadership wey care for us. No be leaders wey go just carry jeep come our street dey spray money na im be leader o. Leader wey go get our problem for mind. All right. And of course we sef suppose in our community make we sef become leaders. Make we no just dey talk say na one person na im go dey lead us, na one person na im be our saviour. Make we get standard of constituting leaders in our respective community. And of course measure words against record. As I talk before, there's difference between wetin person talk and wetin im don do, wetin be im record. All right. I go do something no mean say im go do am. Na wetin im don do before na im go determine. All right. Examine leadership. That is, make you check your leadership well well. Check am well well. All right. Other truth, no instant gratification. That is wetin all of these current people dey do be say they go carry sweet talk you, carry money give you. Now that money wey dem dey give you for during election na im be instant gratification. That is wetin you go see kpakpa. The first thing wey dey always ask people wey wan come tell you about politics na how much money you go give me. You don't no dey ask say which kind leadership this person wan produce wey go benefit us for our community. Na the kind question wey you suppose dey ask be that. No be money wey the person go give you. Na that money wey dem dey give you na im dey take dey sell yourself. They say dey sell your future and the future of your children. Na the fact be that. And of course, talking about the future away from recycled or cycled of disappointment. Yes, this thing dey happen every time. All right. Now na the thing wey e mean be that. This old pattern of failure or disappointment or frustration e dey happen every single time. Politics without absurdity. Yes, politics no suppose get disappointment or wayo for inside. E suppose be plain something. All right, less burden than but tragedy. All right, anchored in clarity. Everything have to be clear. No wuru no ojoro. Everything, everybody must see wetin dey happen. All right, but we have right now is leaders wey dey hide some things from us. Dem dey hide information from us. Some information wey una no suppose tell you, dem no go tell you. Na only for movement radio na you go dey hear that kind news. I think you have to pressure the system to produce news so that people wey no fit come online for internet as e dey like this, wey no fit stream our production, our broadcast, go fit hear am for radio wey be say na free to hear. We have to pressure them to do the right thing. And of course, enduring institution wey go tey well well, institution wey dey do the right thing, and internal citizen vigilance. That is, you gats open your eyes well well. Say you don put better person wey you think say na better person for power no be the last assignment. The last assignment be say make we dey shine our eyes, alright? Make we no just depend on say we don put dem for power, we go pray make dem do well. No, we have to participate. You have to put your yokometer make you dey look wetin the person dey do. Alright, we have to dey vigilant. And you don hear of vigilante before. Vigilante na time wey you suppose sleep, you dey active, dey ensure your security. Na the same thing be dis thing. Make we no go sleep, make we no go repete, dey look say things go better. No, na continuous effort na im e go take. And na so we don bring to an end the particular topic wey be say the mirror you refuse to face in Nigeria. That is all of the responsibility wey we get. No be say na to dey project everything for leader. No, we sef get responsibility wey we suppose play, because leadership, or when it comes to Nigeria matter or nation building no be something wey be say na only for leaders wey dey for top, wey just dey make their decision. Nation building have to do with we sef wey we dey for street, wey we dey for community, wey we dey for village, wey we dey for cities. Na all of us na im get duty to play. No be say we go dey blame just one set of people. How about we? And the thing wey dis thing talk be that we have to look in the mirror, make we know where we sef dey mess up, make we see where we sef dey do mistake, make we look wetin be our own mistake too. Na the thing, na the whole idea of this our ogbonge article. Na im be this,
So
and we believe.
basically, we are telling you what Michael Jackson told you. I'm looking at the man in the mirror. We're asking him to change his ways. You have to look at yourself in the mirror as Nigerians and see any of these things we've highlighted. If you're doing any of it, please comment on the comment section. If you're not, if you're planning to change, Nigeria will only be better if we do something different tomorrow from what we did today. If we keep doing the same thing, we'll continue lamenting, and our country becomes lamentation of Sodom. Thank you for listening to this article. We go to the next one. We'll give them some music interlude here. So, going to the next article.
We met back when life was simple, just two hearts, no big plans. You had that tired smile, I had hope in my hands. We talked about nothing, but it felt like everything. The night moved slow around us, like it knew what love could bring. You said you weren't looking.
Okay, we're back to the movement radio. Thank you all for joining us. The next article, we'll be reading it in full, and then we'll do the summarized version of it. But first, we'll put it up so we all can have it. Oh. Okay. I'm going to read it and then Ibukun will do the pidgin translation for us. I'm going to put it up on the screen for our viewers to be able to follow along. Yeah. Okay. This is by Abiodun Adetula. When a society celebrates wealth without questioning the process, fraud becomes inevitable. By Abiodun Adetula. When society celebrates wealth without questioning the process, then fraud becomes inevitable. Ibukun, can you all hear me clearly?
Yes, loud and
Yes,
clear.
we.
Okay, very good. So I'm going to read it and then you're going to do the breakdown later. Let me read it all the way through. It's a little bit not too long. It's a good article. So let's get on it right away. So Abiodun Adetula tells us that when our society celebrates wealth without questioning the process of how that wealth was gotten, then fraud, as we see in our government today, becomes inevitable. I was facilitating a session for the compliance officer of a bank yesterday, and one of the discussion we had was both uncomfortable and necessary. Why do people commit fraud? Not the emotional answer, not the social media answer. The real answer. One of the most respected explanation came from a criminologist, Donald Cressy, through what he called the fraud triangle. According to him, most fraud happens when three things come together: pressure, opportunity, and rationalization. And honestly, if you deeply study Nigeria today, you will see this triangle playing out everywhere, from some government institution to many of the struggles affecting young people. First is pressure, the pressure to look successful, the pressure to blow, the pressure to maintain appearance, the pressure created by social media, the pressure to belong, the pressure or unsuccessful. Many young people today are growing up in an environment where appearance is rewarded faster than competence. Luxury, trips, cars, expensive lifestyle, designers wear, online packaging. Everyday social media quietly tells millions of young people if you're not visibly successful, you're failing. Very few people pause to ask, what legitimate system is funding this lifestyle? So pressure quietly builds psychologically. A young person earning little or nothing but trying to maintain a lifestyle far above their financial reality is already entering a dangerous territory mentally. Then comes opportunity. This is where fail. Weak institutions, weak accountability, poor enforcement, corruption, political protection, people bypassing system because they know someone, then fraudsters escaping consequences repeatedly. This is one of the reasons fraud keeps expanding in Nigeria. When people continuously see others manipulate the system and still become celebrated, the mind slowly start seeing fraud as a strategy instead of a wrongdoing. That's why they call your drug dealer president a strategist. Even in government, some public officials divert public resources because the same triangle exists there too. Pressure for power and wealth, opportunity through weak systems, then rationalization, which brings us to the most dangerous part: rationalization. This is where the mind justifies wrongdoing. And this is the part many Nigerians no longer want to talk about honestly. Young people now openly defend Yahoo fraud. Some even defend corrupt politicians. Some even glamorize it. You hear things like government is stealing too. Now survivor, everybody is hustling, Joe. Foreigners are rich already. No format. Now you be Mugu. Man must survive. The same thing is happening with prostitution and other forms of unethical survival pattern. What used to trigger shame is gradually becoming normalized socially because the mind keeps finding ways to justify it. That is how conscience slowly weakens. And one dangerous thing I mentioned during the session is this: there is only a tiny link between need and greed. Many people start by saying they are trying to survive, but over time, survival quietly transforms into excessive lifestyle, hunger, comparison, ego validation, and endless consumption. That is where rationalization becomes extremely dangerous. Because once the mind can justify wrongdoing, almost anything can become acceptable internally. This is why Mahatma Gandhi listed wealth without work as one of the moral sins that can destroy a society. And honestly, Nigeria is already showing many signs of that danger. Most fraud does not start big, it usually starts small. A small lie, a small manipulation, a small unauthorized transfer, a small scam, a small compromise. Then over time, the behavior expands. One thing I explained during the session yesterday is this: fraud prevent fraud prevention is not mainly about catching bad people. It's about reducing the condition that makes fraud easy to justify and easier to execute. This is the part we, the movement radio, are interested in. Because once pressure, opportunity, and rationalization combine, fraud stop becoming a possibility. It start becoming a probability. Sadly, Nigeria is gradually normalizing abnormal things. We now celebrate visibly more than value. We now celebrate visibility more than value, packaging more than competence, quick wealth more than sustainable value creation. Many people no longer ask, how was the money made? The focus now is that the person make it. That mentality is dangerous for any society because when a society stop respecting process, integrity, competence, discipline, and legitimate value creation, fraud becomes normalized. This is why Nigeria is becoming one of the most to honestly examine both the system around us and the values inside us. The conversation about fraud will never be truly end. Abiodun Adetula is the writer of this great article, and we would bring you through the mind map of this article now. Okay. Fraud, inevitability, wealth without question. Which of you guys or both of you want to cover this and
Yes,
break it down to
make
our
we share,
people?
make we share and make Mr. Abdullah go first, or perhaps
Okay.
Mr. Abdullah, do you want make I go first?
Yes, let me just start and see how I will do it.
Oh yeah, now fire down.
Okay, fraud, ine- inability, wealth without question. So this is how the article take be, and the article talk about how when we celebrate things, all this money, 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 money things, flamboyant lifestyle. If we celebrate all those things, so then all this small small touch wey people dey touch is becoming something that is possible. We can't say it's impossible anymore. So the first thing that is making it to what to happen The first one is what? The pressure. The pressure. That's that power that is making you, that is disturbing you to do it. The first one is look success. To make you always, everybody want look successful. Everybody want look successful. Yes, I don arrive, I don arrive, I don arrive. Dat I don arrive matter, me too I want to oppress. Na im dey make pipu do celebrate things. They don't care whether where you get the money from. The second one is I don blow. Me too I don blow. I don get am. Me too I don show. I'm on the table now. So those things are the things that is making people to celebrate wealth without asking where the source of the wealth, and without asking anything moral or anything sensitive. The main appearance, everybody what is what? I want to oppress, I want to wear those things. Me too, I want to fake it. I want to wear those clothes. Me too, I want to show yes, I don't get am. So all those things are the things that are making people to show that yes, me too, I will do things no matter how. Then the social media influence, social media, people, everybody faking life, fake lives everywhere, borrowing things. Some people they don't even go there, they will just snap pictures. Some people they just send them, make them go carry bag for person for airport. But they go snap picture, say them too, they carry flight to go somewhere. They go snap picture. To belong, everybody I want to belong among the people wey they don arrive. Me too I want to be on the table. This kind thing wey these people dey do, me too I wan do. You dey get your 5,000 naira, 2,000 naira, manage am, live your life. No Sam, you too you want to live like people wey dey get millions. That's why fraud is everywhere. Fraud is inevitable with all this kind of lifestyle wey we dey carry. Then fraud, stealing, small touch, jumping of fence is inevitable. It's not something that is impossible. It's very possible because you want to live beyond your means. That's you want to eat wetin you no work for. So that's it. Then the next thing, family expectation, wetin your family dey ask you for. Always they are demanding for something. Then avoid looking broke. And me, I no wan look broke oh. I no wan look like say I no get. Me too I get. All those things are the things that are what making people to, that's the pressure, that's the force, that power that is making people to do all those things. Then the next one is sorry, opportunity. That's the chance wey you dey get to do all these things that is listed above. The first one is what? Systemic failure. The system is not working. The system is not working for you to live the way you want to live within your what you are having. Then the next one is weak institution. The institution doesn't punish people wey do wrong thing. Those people wey do wrong thing, highest they carry them, they go after 1 or 2 days, they don settle matter, or they do 1 or 2 corny things. Everything don what? Don go. Because even if you dey work for office, you do your corny way and you get your money, at the end of the day the system or the institution will not checkmate you. Then poor accountability. People no dey ask question. Where you get your money? No be 5,000 naira, or no be 30,000 naira, or no be 70,000 naira be your salary. Then how you dey take live larger than your salary? People no dey ask that question no again no, they just dey live. Then corruption, the oga wey collecting money. I wan abeg sign this paper for me, you go pay. Do this thing for me, you go pay. Or do the everything settlement, you have to settle before you get. So that thing is making what? The opportunity to collect money, and nobody will challenge you, no institution to punish you, no systematic way to address all these issues. So na all the way the thing dey get problem. Then bypassing system, always what? Following the wrong route, following the back door, having other alternatives, other ways to do your things. Whether no matter how things happen, you always get way to what? To do it again. Then lack of consequence. If you do all these bad things, no punishment. No, nothing dey come on top your head. That's why you no care. You just dey do am dey go. Then the next one is what? Rationalization. This one means questioning, asking, just as we dey do. So people no dey question, the wrongdoing na normal now. People, everything we normalize. We say, now stealing na normal thing, na press na normal thing, na fraud na normal. Anybody wey no dey do am, this one na Jew guy na, he no dey perform, he no dey dey with face reality now. So we always want justify wrongdoing. We always make them look like they are right. Then normalizing unethical behavior. That's things wey already they are no dey good for society. But now we don make am look what? Na something good. Prostitution fraud corruption everything we don say, this one na normal thing, na im dey hustle, na all they are part of what? Hustle. Then weakening conscience conscience conscience. Dat conscience, dat thing wey you dey get, dat feelings wey you dey get, dis thing wey I dey do na wrong thing e no dey our body again e no dey our body. People just dey, anything wey you just do am. As far as you don do am get wetin you wan get, forget about how you take get am, or dis person go feel am, or e go affect other people, e no concern you. Den the social context Nigeria, den pressure everywhere. And in Nigeria your friends dey ask, your brothers, your sisters, your family, everybody pressure dey come from every angle, peer group, social media in your area. All those pressures dey make you what? That's what is making you to behave like that. Den the system fail. Person wey wan do good thing, the system no dey support am. So all those things dey make you what? Feel like okay, you are abandoned, so you too you have to join, follow the crew, so that you do the same thing wey dey dey do. Den fraudsters escape consequences. People wey dey do all those bad things, dey dey always escape punishment. So you too you say, after all dey no dey punish them, me too ma I just do am. Fraud seen as what? Strategy. People wey dey do all those bad things, steal, do people, scam people, all those things, dey dey see as what? People wey get sense. Him get sense, that's why him dey do all these things. Na very intelligent person, him sabi all those things. Na him dey make people, so me e mean say I be mumu, me too ma I do am. Na only mumu dey broke now. So all those things. Den government officials diverting resources. People wey you entrust with leadership, people wey dey occupy public offices, wey dey government offices, dey dey what? Dey dey always corner money from one going towards this direction, dey corner am come back to their pocket. So all those things dey make people too, talk, since this person don do im own, me too ma I do my own at my own level. Den young people defend yahoo fraud. Most people dey talk say, now yahoo na normal hustle na. Na people wey get sense as dey use talk am say, na the way to, na the new normal now. You too make you do am, at least make you escape poverty. So all those things. Den glamorizing fraud. Fraud now is, dey dey celebrate people wey dey do am. Na champion na, him don do am, him don get better money. See the car wey him dey use. Girls dey even talk say, my boyfriend na yahoo boy now. So they know say him don arrive. You too you go dey use different things, the cloth wey you go use, all these things. Na survival mentality. All these things wey people go dey talk say, all this one we dey do, we wan what? We just wan survive. No be say na to survive, na person go kill himself. You no go kill yourself, but do better thing, do the right thing. No go dey do bad thing, do the right thing. Yes, we know you must survive. Den normalizing abnormal things, things wey no dey normal, no suppose dey society, but we dey make am look as if say we must do am. Den social impact, that's wetin, if all these things wey we dey do, how we dey what? How e dey take affect our behaviour, how we dey take behave relationship within the society. Den rewarding appearance over compe ten ce. All these things become what? People, if the cloth wey you dey wear and the way you dey look, no dey presentable. People don't care about what you carry for your head o, no care about your intelligence, no care about your knowledge, no care about anything wey you get. Na just your cloth and wey the car you dey drive, the house wey you dey stay, na wetin people dey look. Luxury, thrift, car, lifestyle, the phone wey you dey hold, the kind cloth wey you dey use, the food wey you dey chop, na all those things, all these expensive things na im people dey look. They no dey care about anything better, quality something, some no. Then social media dictate success. Na for social media people dey think say for social media dis person dey show, see the kind cloth, see the kind post wey im dey post, see the kind phone wey im dey hold, see the kind places wey im dey go. So na social media dey tell person say who succeed and who no succeed, who dey successful and who no dey successful, who don arrive or who the person wey no arrive. And then questioning legitimate funding. Person wey dey get money through the right way, person wey dey suffer, dey do hard work, person wey dey do good things to get im money, dey always question where im get am. Dey go dey talk am say im too na blood money, dis person too na haba, na stealing still na blood money im use in dis thing. All dis things na im dey make people dey think say to me too e better make I do am sef. Then psychological pressure build. As pressure just dey choke for your head, e just dey mount everyday, e dey gather, you dey get dat kind pressure for your head, your brain dey hot always. So as e keep going, your brain dey always, you know, everytime you go dey carry headache, go out, come back, sleep with headache. All those kind pressures na im dey disturb people. Then dangerous mental territory. So dat time your behaviour go dey abnormal. All those kind things, you go just dey behave anyhow. Anything you go fit fight person, you fit kill person, all those things because the pressure too much for your head. Then fraud expand. As a result of all these things, since people dey celebrate just appearance, dey forget about compe ten ce, dis person wetin dey do well. Since you too you go just go join fraud, more people go dey join all these bad bad things, all those things wey no suppose dey happen for society, all those wrong things, dey go just dey engage in time. Then ethical collapse begins. Then people thinking dis is right, dis is wrong. People will just say dat thing don bani, e no go dey society again, people no go dey look towards dat thing again. Then prevention focus. How can we stop all dis things? How can we reduce all dis things? Then reducing justification conditions. All dis things wey we dey use make say okay, dis thing we don justify am, things suppose na so e dey, make we reduce am. We should be celebrating people wey dey do right thing. Then reducing execution easy. We should all dis judgement, punishment, reward and punishment, we should make am easy, we should make am real, we should make things look the way they should be. We should allow the society, the law function effectively. Then
Well,
not just catching bad people. We should not just catch bad people, but we should what? We should punish them and we should shame them. We should show say this thing are bad and it's not, we no like am for our society. Then fraud become
probability,
sorry,
likelihood of it happening. Let me
probability.
continue from there.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
now the core issues here is that we are celebrating the visibility of what we see over what is of value. We do the mere fact that a man is driving a Mercedes Benz doesn't mean the man has value. He's a man of value, moral value, or ethical value. So our societal conclusion about what value, what is valuable, is changing gradually, culturally. So therefore, we're celebrating what we see, not what is of value. Something of value. Then we prefer packaging over competence now, and our mentality is now moved from a quick wealth over a sustainable value wealth. And then these days, we just ignore how the money was made. We don't even ask or question, and therefore we have a list of human beings who are who have behaviors that nobody can manage because everybody is just seeking money. Like there was a guy caught like with 70 people he killed looking for their body parts to make medicine. Oh no. And so the entire system is weak and internal values have become eroded, and we need to start doing some serious examination about it. So this is what this article is about. The fraud inevitable wealth without question. It's another one of those that look into the mirror of ourselves as a society, not the one pointing fingers. It's telling you these are the way we're framing our mind, and all this needs to change if we hope to have a better country. So we will continue on this movement radio to continue to hammer on these behavioral factors that has shaped our country, and not on the non-existential factors like the governmental factors. We'll hammer on these. What are your role in this? What role are you playing? What is it you did yesterday that contributed to this? What are you doing today, and what will you do different tomorrow? So that's a very good one, and we're going to move on to the next article, which is the last one for today. Is Ibukun there?
Yes, absolutely. I am present.
Okay. So, I would say for the next program, we need to notify people when we're having it, and then try to get people more engaged in responding. They can comment on the things we're saying, and there will be more detailed in explanation. And we start at an earlier time than this, because this late night thing is not properly working. So, what did we say was our last article? Does anybody remember? I know we've done society, we've
I think the
done
pedagogy of the oppressed by Kingsley Morgan. Um,
pedagogy of the oppressed. Okay, let me put that up. Pedagogy of the oppressed. Okay, you guys, I think Abdullah is tired. I think you might have to start it. It's a short read, so you go and read it fully in detail, right? And then you do the summary. Ibukun, you can handle that?
yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Yeah, full reading and then a short. It's a very short one. And for those of you listening to us, we got let me check how many people we got listening to us right now. Very low number compared to the previous numbers we've always gotten, like five on this medium. I can't see how many we got on the other medium. I'll check that later. Thank you for joining us. This is the Movement Radio, where the narrative is different. We don't do news, we don't do regurgitation. We are doing soul searching. We are trying to reorientate minds of Nigerians and make them be able to be equipped mentally to change their own condition, because the biggest chain the oppressor have against the oppressed is the mind of the oppressed, and Nigerian minds have been changed down. We are locked down in bondage, and we need to break that chain so we can our people can free themselves, not that we can free our people. Nobody's coming to save us. You have to save yourself, but you can't do that if your mind is in bondage. So I hand it back to Bukun, who's going to take the next and the last the next and the last article for today, and then we hope you can join us tomorrow at 1 o'clock Western time, and I think probably 6 or 5 o'clock Nigerian time. I'll let you all know that later, where we'll dig into more detailed articles, and we have a more robust episode for you that covers our cultural, historical, and behavioral issues on how to move our country forward. Thank you all for joining us. Ibuku, over to you. The last article.
Thank you so much. This is an article by Kingsley Mogalu, and it says Nigeria is in the early stages of an enactment of Paulo Ferrer's classic book, The Pedagogy of the Oppressed. Nigerian citizens are oppressed and dehumanized by their oppressors. But to listen to many of them singing the praises of these their oppressors, it's clear they don't fully realize the dimensions of their situation. They want to be like their oppressors, who divide and use them by rousing their ethnic and religious passions. They adore the mastery of politics displayed by criminals masquerading as leaders, and hail and abuse on behalf of these characters on social media. Thus, they participate in the process of their own dehumanization. They are blind to the most important reality of their lives, but believe they actually see things. In Ferrera's framing, the banking model of education that reinforces the passivity, this active participation in their own humanization is what is dominant. This education is not only formal, it's also social and has become even cultural. What Nigeria needs is leadership that would wake up its citizens with problem solving education and really empowers them to recognize their problems, face them, and resolve them. We speak here not of the empowerment or palliatives that Nigerian politicians deploy when they distribute food and wheelbarrows or whatnot to poor, unemployed people they oppressed systematically. That is throwing bones to a dog. It is the perpetuation of structural violence. We speak instead of dialogue that co creates knowledge, raises awareness, and matches it with the will to act, that is conscientization in order to achieve humanization. But this will not happen until Nigeria themselves rise up to demand it. It could also happen accidentally in a scenario where the forces of oppression reach a point of competition and tension, and something entirely unforeseen gives. Either scenario is what the great writer Malcolm Gladwell calls, and one of his books is titled The Tipping Point. Nigeria and Nigerians need real liberation so that we can be masters of our destiny and realize our full potential. This goes well beyond politics, although politics can and likely will create the background and point of departure for these transformations. Are we there or getting close? That's an
That's the
article
question.
by Mogalu.
That that's the question to be answered. He said, "We speak instead of dialogue that co-create knowledge, raises awareness, and matches it with the will to act. That's called conscientization. In order to achieve humanization, Nigerians have been terribly dehumanized by their ruiners. I need to stop calling them rulers because words does matter. They're not rulers. Those are ruiners. And then that's a summary of that we could bring up. I don't know who's doing it. All of us should do this together, I guess. We take part, and then that will be the last one where we look at this topic: Nigeria oppression and liberation. We in the movement radio have always believed that we do not have a pro democracy issue, we have a liberation issue at hand for the for those who are conscious enough to understand it. And a lot of our people are not yet conscious. Most are still asleep, most are in a state of coma, most are in a state of sleep, most are in a state of being the living dead, most are not even in any state at all to know what is happening around them. So Nigerian oppression and liberation, and he breaks it down into many angles. You guys should just join me. We all put our hands on deck to get this one finished. So the writer talks about the writer being what's the author? Who's the author's name, guys? Remind me.
Kingsley Mogalu, Professor
Oh,
Kingsley
Kingsley
Mogalu, former
Moghalu. Yeah, it's always
deputy.
good to it's always good to acknowledge great minds that come up with articles and opinions that thoroughly diagnose our true pragmatic state. So, Pringling Montalvo starts with the Paulo Freire's pedagogy of the oppressed, where he described the early stages of enlightenment and oppression and dehumanization. He clearly states that that is the state we are in now, currently in Nigeria, and that is the state our people are in. If anybody haven't read that book, that's a good read by Paulo Freire, The Pedagogy of the Oppressed. Everybody should read that book. So he said the citizen state currently is as follows: the state of mind, our mindset of our people, is to praise those that are destroying them, to praise their oppressors. They are totally unaware of the situation's dimension of where they stand in the hierarchy of things. They're totally unaware of that. Their main ambition in life or desire is to emulate the oppressors, to be like them, to be, that's why I always tell people this thing we face called big manism is worse than apartheid. In apartheid, blacks are not trying to be like whites. At least blacks knows their area and knows that white is the enemy. But in this case, there's no of big manism, there's no boundary. It's invisible, so you don't know who your enemy is. And the saddest part of your situation is that you yourself, even though you're in
Yes,
pain
you
and
are
being
an
punished,
enemy of
you
yourself.
yeah, you are an enemy of yourself, and you are also aspiring to be like your
To
enemy.
also be the bigger enemy.
Yes, that's your mission in life, to be just like those that oppress you. So you will, if you get an opportunity, you will do the worst to those coming behind you. It's a sad circular state. Anyway, currently, the state of the mindset of our people is ethnic and religious passion are exploited. If you want to get a Nigerian to argue or debate, if you want to get 100,000 people on our page right now, just start on a religious or ethnic discussion. You will see
It
them
will
all
just
jumping in,
everybody will
jumping
jump
in.
in.
They will leave whatever it is they have cooking in the kitchen and quickly jump in to talk. But when you're talking about things that will conscientize them, that will wake up their mind to their reality, they barely show interest in that, and they thoroughly
Because
adore their
if you will just
criminals.
make
They
one assertion and say that okay, these people, maybe you paint a particular ethnic group and you say they are the problem of Nigeria. Come, let's discuss it. You see hundreds
hundreds of them, yes, they will pop up like
coming in just to
ants.
come and demonize one particular group.
They will pop up like ants on sugar, you know. And apart from that, they love their criminals. Oh, my thief is better than yours. How can you say Jonathan is bad? Jonathan is far better than Buhari. How can you say Buhari is bad? Buhari is far better than Tinubu. Everybody loves their thief. They adore them. They worship them. They want to be like them. So social media continues to participate in this dehumanization. This is why we are different. We might not have the crowd now, but we're going to get there. We are channeled towards those that are asleep. Social media continue to proliferate this insanity with all the discussions Nigerians are having on X. If you go through the X handle now, you'll see them, like adoring their criminals, talking about Atiku, talking about Obi, talking about Tinubu, talking about the same people that destroyed their country. That's who they're cheering, and they they want to be like them. And if you want to get them on board, if you want to go viral, just pick up this topic, ethnic and religion issues about Nigeria, and you'll see, you'll get the crowd you're looking for. They, they believe that they see, but they are actually blind. And this is a fact about most Nigerians. 99.9% of Nigerians, they have no idea what they're dealing with, or not to talk of the method to solve it. They believe they see, but they are thoroughly
Yes, because many
blind.
people keep believing in individual.
Yes, they keep believing a savior is coming. Oh, Trump is going to come and help them and save them from Tinubu. I always laugh when I see intellectuals say those kind of rubbish. Oh, they've reported this to American Congress. I was like, don't sit yourself down. Nobody's coming to save you. You're going to swim in your own shit for a while. Unless you start to wake up, conscientize yourself, know what you're dealing with, know how to get out of it. Now, banking models of education. This reinforces passivity. That means not for you not to act, for you to remain passive, not to do anything about your state of dehumanization, for you to remain there. You don't even react to it. And then it also requires you to participate actively in dehumanizing yourself. This is so sad. This is tragic. Because the formal, the social, and cultural education that you received has ensured this. It's a colonial kind of education, and you will always be a part to your problem. You know, your formal education, your social education from all the movies you watch. We talked about this in our previous article.
Yes, all
So
this they are in a way shaping you to be a passive party, not an active party. So you don't even involve in your own decision making. The
yo,
decision making that will affect you, you are not involved, and you don't feel that you are left out. You are not part
uh,
of it. You feel you are satisfied with what is
yeah,
happening because all you do, the only thing that you do that it seems like you are active is going and queuing in and casting your vote.
that's
That's the
all.
only thing that seems like you are active. And even in that,
And casting
they
your vote
already
when
told
your
you
vote,
who and who to go and vote for. Because you are not even active. You are passive, but you yourself, you have that mindset that like you are active. But you are passive because all the people is the media and the people, the so-called elite are the ones who give you those candidates for you to scrutinize. They scrutinize them for you and they idolize one of them to tell you that this is the best among all these options that are given to you. So then you go for it. And you go at the end of the day, they tell you that he is the one who wins regardless of all odds.
yes. So now going forward, there's a need for leadership, real leadership, problem solving. So what are the direction to go? They always ask. These ignorant people will ask, yeah. You list the problem. So what's the solution now? So here are some of the solutions for you. You have to start having a problem solving education. We have to discard our colonial education totally and reintroduce new form of education, educate ourselves, take advantage of this social media, stop spreading ignorance, which spread like wildfire, start spreading real education so that people can be empowered to recognize their problems. When they can see it, they can solve it. Empowering citizens to face the problem through this problem solving education. This is the only way you can empower citizens to solve problems. And true empowerment and versus palliative, there's a difference. You see, what you have currently is your government throwing palliatives. It's like throwing corn to a chicken or throwing a dog to a bone. Palliatives, that's what it does. It doesn't solve your problem. They'll give you food, rice, agbado, akara, beans, wheelbarrow from politicians. But what this does is to perpetuate the structural violence you're suffering, the pain and the hardship. They throw a bone to a
Yes.
dog. These are
They,
not
they do
real.
that to keep you on check
Yes,
because they know when
yes,
they empower you, you will be able to think straight. But when they strategically feed you, like the way you feed your animals, so that
yes.
at least they will not be strong enough to challenge you. So you keep them on check by what strategically feeding them bit by bit with what will just take them a while so that they will struggle to get the next meal. They always struggle to get the next meal and they only depend on you to get that meal so that you always
That's
decide which way they should go.
that's right. That is right. And so therefore the pain, your pain and suffering continues. So the next part is a very short article. Is so what's the path to get you back to your humanity? How can you regain your humanity? How can you get back to being human again, rather than get out of this slave state they put you? First of all, the first thing is to start a dialogue, a discussion like we are doing here on this movement radio. So start creating knowledge, true knowledge, not the misguided knowledge we see with all the other medium that are out there. And start raising awareness among the people, among ourselves, and matching such awareness with the will to act, not just to have the awareness, to do something about it. So we are doing something about it. We're taking action. So those are the way forward to get our people's humanity back. To match our awareness to act conscientiously. Um, there are scenarios for change. Nigerians demanding change or the accidental change to come when the forces of oppression fight among each other, or we reach a tipping point according to Malcolm Gardner. These are the three possible options before us going forward. It's either we demand a change. I don't see, let me not say what I see or don't see, but, or second, the change comes by accident due to the fact that the oppressors start fighting each other, or the people suffers enough and then they finally turn back instead of digging a hole in the wall. We don't know which of these will bring us the change, but we are preparing your mind for it by educating you on what where you stand and the way forward. So what we our mission or your mission should be is to have true liberation, true freedom, not the garbage of you have democracy where your rights and decisions are not counted, your voice are not heard. You need true freedom where you can really be free to pursue your own happiness. In pursuit of your own happiness, you become your masters of your own destiny, where you can become the master of your own destiny for yourself, for your children, and for your children yet unborn. And there you are, you can realize your full potential, not in a country where your potentials is diminished or destroyed. Now, to do this, it has to go beyond politics as we know it. That crap we call politics is not politics. That's economic sabotage, self-destruction, and treason. But we have to go, but politics as a departure point, we have to start moving away from this current politics we claim we're practicing. These are the way forward, and this was an article by Mogalo describing another pragmatic reality of our state. If you're listening to us, if you have questions, a removal, addition, subtraction to this, or you have comment, suggestions on how we are going about our conscientization move, let us know. Put it in the comment section, or sometimes join us for the audio section on X. We only do discussions on X on the audio section. We don't do it on YouTube, Facebook, and all that. But this is our presentation for today. Abdullahi and Ibukonlua will give you what our next agenda would be for tomorrow, and we'll urge you to continue to join us. So this is all we got for you today. Sorry we're not able to bring you the cultural relevance and the entertainment aspect, but at least we this is the three articles we covered today. We hope will stimulate your mind and try to conscientize your soul. Thank you so much. Guys, over to you all to thank our viewers, and then we can exit. Who's going first?
Okay, let
Well,
me go.
okay, proceed, proceed.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. And we all thank you for always coming and always being part of the drive. This is an interesting drive. All the three articles, if you look, they all what they are all concerned about our true liberation, the real liberation that we need to have. And all of them, they are what they go in tandem with the core principle and the aim of what the movement radio, which is what to inform you and educate you and what enlighten you and make you to become an active rather than the way the system make you to be what docile or passive. So the movement radio is always your channel, it's the human radio because we are moving towards what towards success. That's why we call it the movement radio. And we always be here. We always want you to come here. Tell someone, tell someone, tell someone, so that you also always comment, share your opinion. You can join us via X through the audio platform. You air out your opinion. Maybe you have some things that maybe within the program we said that you think you have. This room is always open for you to come and also share your opinion. We are all here for you because the main purpose is what true liberation is for Nigeria to be a better place for all, not for us alone, but for everybody. We might not enjoy it, but our children, because today you might be here and tomorrow we don't know when the change will come, but we have to do what? We have to do the work, because the change cannot come by itself. We have to work. So I just like the way Mandela worked towards the liberation of the blacks in South Africa, Mahatma Gandhi, the liberation of the Indians, and the liberation of the United States of America as it is today that we celebrate the democracy in the world. So at least we too have to do the work. We can remember so many people like the Kwame Nkrumah in Africa, they also struggle towards the liberation of Africa. But along the line, they all didn't achieve it. So why not me and you to be what? The reason why Nigeria will be a better place for our children and for our children to come. So thank you so much. This is Abdul Salisu from Abuja. I look forward for your comments, your opinions, and you keep coming and keep telling more people to come and join us. This is the Movement Radio. See
And
you
if you
tomorrow.
miss our episode, you can always replay it. I believe it's recorded, right, Ibugun? Is this episode
Yes,
recorded?
yes,
Okay, good. Okay.
it they recorded on all our platform. Every platform where we take broadcast this our Obonge show, it they recorded so that we go fit play them again. And we go also they drop short clip of some of the things where we dey talk for this platform. We go they shoot because many of our people no fee consume 2 hours of content straight up, but we go dey cherry pick some highlights. Oyinbo dey call am highlight, but from some of the important thing wey we talk for the broadcast, we go dey cherry pick am, dey post am for short videos of 2 minutes or 3 minutes. We believe say the one wey we don drop, all of our short videos una like am well well. And Oyinbo man or perhaps our ancestors dey talk say if we chop meat well for mouth, no matter how the meat go sweet reach, we go still swallow am last. So this today show it make sense well. And tomorrow na another day for us to come and have a good time, learning about our reality. And movement radio dey kampe for una, make una no worry. All of the news wey on our news media no go fit expose for una. All of the education wey you no go fit get from your mainstream media, you go get am for movement radio. No worry, we dey here for you. And if you get any question, no dey fear to dey approach us. If you wan even join us for our platform, we don make the platform very easy so tey na you go choose the one wey you like. We dey Facebook, we dey Twitter, we dey Instagram, we dey YouTube. Nowhere wey you want, depending on the platform wey you like. Na you anywhere wey you want make you see us, na im you go see us. No be say we just dey one place. No, we don make am easy for you. So excuse no dey for anybody. All right. And of course, look forward to tomorrow's program for our Obonge show where you go learn again. And we believe say everything wey you don learn today, you go apply am. No be say you go enter one year, come out for the other year. We believe say na application na im go determine say education take place. If application no happen, na im be say education never take place be that. So make we dey apply wetin we dey hear for movement radio. See you tomorrow. And tomorrow's show we go start early, around 5 o'clock. We go don start so that you go fit join us. Because many of una dey talk say we dey always do our show for when night don reach well. Some people still join us from many platforms like YouTube. We have 2 people on YouTube, and we have a number of people on Twitter too. So una thank you, una do well. Make we look forward to tomorrow's show. Maybe we go bring you another very educative program. Thank you so much. Back
Thank
to
you.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.